Okay, everybody. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to do an example of using synthetic division, and it's going to be very straightforward and quick. And so I'm going to explain a couple of things as I do this, just again for your knowledge when you work on this. Okay. So let's say I give you a problem like this, and I say, okay, so do this division. Okay. Now I could ask you to do it in one of those two forms that I showed you. Okay, so if I want you to do this problem, I want you to, hey, what's the answer? I want to use, so basically I want you to use synthetic division to answer this problem. It's a division problem, right? So I want you to use synthetic division to tell me what the answer is, right? So I want to know, what is this polynomial divided by that polynomial? Just like if I asked you, hey, what is 36 divided by 5? Right? How would you answer that question? Well, you would have a quotient, right? Well, how many times does 5 go into 36? Well, it goes in what? 7 times, right? And then what's the remainder? Well, 7 times 5 is 35, so that leaves me with a remainder of 1, right? 1 over 5. So remember mixed fractions. This is how you get mixed fractions. So you divide 36 by 5. You have a quotient plus the remainder divided by the divisor. So 36 fifths is the same as 7 plus 1 fifth, or the way we write it. Okay? Or we could write it also as 36 can be written as a multiple of 5 plus the remainder. So either way, so 36 divided by 5 is equal to 7 plus 1 fifth. Or we could say 36 is equal to 7 times 5 plus 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this one. Okay, so we're going to say, hey, we're going to have a quotient plus the remainder divided by the divisor. Okay, so and we're going to use synthetic division to do that. Okay, so now, one other thing too is notice what word divisor is. Okay, the divisor is x plus 2. So remember what I said when we set this up. Right? Let me do it this way. Okay, so we've got to have our C or K value, right? So remember, synthetic division only works when it's of the form, when your divisor is of the form x minus k or x minus c. So in this case, we want it to be in the form of x minus k. So since we have a plus here, we want to put it in the form of x minus k. So that means we would have to write it as x minus a negative 2, which means k is negative 2. So be careful. So some students will put in 2 here. That would be incorrect. So in this case, it's negative 2. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, I'm going to draw my line. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write the coefficients across, paying attention to place value, missing place values. So in this case here, we've got no missing terms. So we've got 3, 2, 1, and 0, right? So again, think of the exponents on the x values. Okay, so we could put x to the 0 here. Okay, so let's write them out. So in this case, we won't need any zeros for placeholders. So it's going to be 5, negative 6, negative 28, and negative 2. And so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop down the 5, and now I'm off to the races. So negative 2 times 5 is negative 10. Add down, and that gives me a negative 16. Negative 2 times a negative 16 is 32. And so now I'm going to add down. Well, this gives me what? This gives me a positive 4. Now I'm going to, again, multiply. So negative 2 times 4 is a negative 8. And so I'm going to add down and I get a negative 10. And now this is my remainder because I reached the end. The last number is always your remainder. So now I'm done because now I can rewrite this as the quotient. Remember, these are the coefficients for my quotient, right? And so now this is going to equal 5x to what power? 1 less than what we started with. So it's going to be x squared. And then we go down from there. So negative minus 16x plus 4, that's the quotient. Now my remainder. So I'm going to add my remainder, which is going to be negative 10 divided by the divisor, x plus 2. So I'm going to put x plus 2 here, and I'm done. So my final answer of this division problem is going to be this. And that's it. I'm done.